Good afternoon. Welcome to Africa Today. I am Ainan Lubem. First, the headlines. On the headlines, Buhari arrives in Madrid, begins state visit. Also on the headlines, Seoul launches Senegal's first water desalination plant. High Court in Malawi to decide on fate of albino murderers. On sport, Sao Tome reintegrated to AFCON as Mauritius ruled out. And now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday night arrived in Madrid, the capital of Spain, 10 p.m. local time for a 3-day state visit. The president was received by officials of the Nigerian embassy in Spain. President Buhari, who is visiting Spain on the invitation of his Spanish counterpart, President Pedro Sanchez, will also be paying a visit on the Spanish Monday 6th. While in Spain, President Buhari will engage with both President Sanchez and King Felipe on a wide range of diplomatic issues bordering on both countries' mutual interests. The federal government of Nigeria has revealed that it was collaborating with the World Health Organization, that is WHO, and the United States Center for Disease Control to see how Nigeria would access the global stockpile of monkeypox vaccination to arrest the outbreak. The government's move came just as the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, that is NCDC, on Tuesday dismissed the allegations that it was operating biological laboratories with monkeypox virus in Nigeria. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, which revealed the collaboration with the WHO, also disclosed that it has vaccinated 30,000 persons with the first dose. The executive director of the NPHCD, Faisal Shuaib, who spoke to journalists at the flag off of COVID-19 vaccination at community pharmacies in Abuja, said the federal government is presently emphasizing strict observation of public health safety measures. Director of the Primary Healthcare Board in the Federal Capital Territory, Yakubu Mohammed, charged the members of the Association of Community Pharmacies of Nigeria to see the program as an opportunity to help spread the message of vaccination to the rural populace to improve on the immunization coverage in the country. And now to Lagos, where law enforcement agency on Tuesday went on a roadshow to assure Lagos residents that the ban on commercial motorcycles announced by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on May 18 after a meeting with the Commissioner of Police, area commanders and divisional police officers would be enforced without any compromise. The enforcement of the ban takes off today as the government dismissed anxiety over the enforcement of the ban. Reports gathered says a new by the state to complement other security agencies in enforcing the ban. The 6 councils are Ikeja, Etio-Hosa, Lagos Island, Surulere, Apapa, and Lagos Island local government areas, while the LCDAs are Onigbongbo, Ojodu, Ikoyi, Obalende, and Iru, Victoria Island East, Itikere, Ikate, Koka, Aguda, Igamu, and Yaba. Operators and their passengers caught in the prohibition. Former Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha has completed the presidential screening of the All Progressives Congress, that is APC, despite how he doubts over the senator's presence for the screening after he was arrested and detained by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that is EFCC, last week. Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Tuesday granted him bail in the sum of 500 million and a surety in the like sum. After his screening, needs a leader like him to unite and pilot the activities of the nation. He promised to address the media in the coming days on candidate between June 6 to 8 to win the primary contest. Okorocha is up against the likes of former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, former Lagos State Governor Ahmed Tinubu, and ex-Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amici. Welcome back. You're still watching Africa Today on Hills TV. And now to African news. Grand reception in Ouagadougou was witnessed for 2022 winner of the Pritzker Prize, DB Francis Kouré, as he steps into his homeland. Kouré arrived his home nation of Burkina Faso on Tuesday and was welcomed with cheers and pride by dignitaries and government representatives. Present at the reception were traditional dancers and a local music band who entertained Kouré and his guest. Nebila Artide Bazier, president of Burkina Architects Association, expressed joy the award had put Burkina Faso at least one place on the map. Kouré was born about 100 miles east of Ouagadougou at the time the country was known as Upper Volta. Heaven at a ceremony in London and becomes the first African to receive the award, widely regarded as the highest distinction of the profession. The Pritzker Prize-winning architect uses local materials and an eye for traditional practices to push the global boundaries of sustainability in some of the world's most vulnerable and threatened places. And now to Senegal, where President Macky Sall has launched the works of his first water desalination plant. The aim of the project is to increase the water supply to the capital, Dakar, which is facing shortages. The project is going ahead due to growing demographic pressures on the capital. The desalination plant is part of a vast plan of improvements aimed at making the country more competitive. We now move to other parts of Africa after this break. Welcome back, and now to news from other parts of Africa. Amidst rising tensions between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic, Vincent Biruta has claimed a right to respond and to protect the security of his country, Rwanda. Biruta was speaking on Tuesday at a conference in Kigali. His comments come amid a recent resurgence of attacks from the M23 rebel group, which has strained relations between the neighbors. He also criticized the measures taken by the DRC Congo government, which have included the suspension of flights by Rwanda's flag carriers, Rwanda Air, one of Kigali's ambassador. The DR Congo and Rwanda have had a riotous relationship since the mass arrival in DR Congo of Rwanda, with Hutus who were accused of slaughtering Tutsis during the 1994 Rwanda genocide. Ties had told after DRC President Felix Tshisekedi took office in 2019 last year. The neighbors signed 3 bilateral agreements and of backing armed groups, notably the M23 rebels. On Saturday, that in response to the surge in violence, it had designated M23 a terrorist group and would exclude it from peace talks being held in Kenya with other militia groups active in eastern DRC, and warned that those on the run faced constant violence and the looting of their homes. And now to Malawi, where state prosecutors in Malawi have asked the High Court in the capital, Blantyre, to give life sentences to 12 people, including a Catholic priest, in connection with the murder of MacDonald Masambuka, a man with albinism killed in 2018. Senior state lawyer Pilirani Masajala called for stiff penalties for the suspects. 5 out of the 12 defendants were found guilty of killing 22-year-old MacDonald Masambuka during a crime spree that resulted in more than 40 murders and 145 assaults on people with the condition. The defense wants jail terms not exceeding 10 years. Masoka Chamkalakala, director of Legal Aid Bureau, argued that there was a bit of planning around and the evidence showed this in court. A Catholic priest, Masambuka's brother, a policeman, and a hospital employee were found guilty of involvement in selling human body parts. 1,400 monkeypox cases this year up to mid-May, the World Health Organization has confirmed. This includes 1,392 suspected and 44 confirmed cases. The cases were reported in Cameroon, Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Liberia, Nigeria, Congo-Brazzaville, and Sierra Leone. The number of cases this year are slightly fewer than half of cases reported last year. The WHO noted that while the virus has not spread to new African countries where it is not common, it has been expanding its geographic reach in recent years. It cites Nigeria, where the virus has spread from the south, where it was mainly reported until 2019, to central, eastern, and northern parts of the country in subsequent years. The WHO has called for a common response to ensure surveillance and better understand the evolution of the disease while scaling up readiness and response to curb any further spread. Monkeypox was first detected in humans in 1970 in the African region, and since then, most cases have been reported in rural and rainforest areas. We now move to business after this break. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Now to business news. Employers in the food and beverage sector of the nation's economy have warned that decaying infrastructure, excessive taxation, and insecurity, among other challenges, have continued to weigh the sector down, saying these and other challenges have continued to hamper the growth of the industry. Speaking at its 43rd annual general meeting in Lagos, the president, Patrick Anegbe, said despite the efforts that have been made in the last couple of years to address these problems, the government has largely failed to match the pace of demand in these critical areas. The situation needs to change if the country is desirous of optimizing productive capacity as a country. He lamented the deplorable security situation in the country and urged the government to brace up to provide solutions to the challenge, saying the absence of peace and stability has had their toll on investments in Nigeria. This is evident from the poor inflow of foreign direct investment, that is FDI, over the last couple of years. Still talking business, amid the negative impact of COVID-19 pandemic on developing economies, brands in Africa have surged from 4% to 17% from 2020 to 2022. Speaking during the 12th Annual Brand Africa 100, Africa's 2022, held in Lagos, Chairman Brand Africa, Tebe Ikele-Feng, while urging brand builders in Africa to build brands that travel beyond the shores of Africa. Ikele-Feng commended top Nigerian brands, adding that Nigerian brands were among the 17 African brands that have made the top 100 brands. In a separate list of the top 25 most admired financial services brand, African brands, Nigeria Deposit Money Bank wins top for the third consecutive year and dominated the rankings with 68% of the share to 32% for non-African brands. Still to come on Africa Sports. Don't go away.
Good afternoon, welcome to Sports. Good afternoon, welcome to Good afternoon, welcome to Sports on Africa Today. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya. Brilliant Bello up in the ITTF rankings, runner-up at the just concluded International Table Tennis Federation ITTF African Cup. Fatimo Bello has joined the League of Elite Players in the top echelon of the world ranking as she becomes the first Nigerian female player to hit 52nd in the ITTF ranking. According to week 22 of the ITTF World Ranking released Tuesday, African players dominated the movement this week, with teenage sensations taking their senior claim and table tennis mainstays finding new milestones to shatter late in their career. Bello, 4 seed, and compatriot Offiong Edem in the quarterfinal, and number 1 seed come African champion Miriam Al-Dabi of Egypt in the semi-final gained 350 points to be ranked 52nd in the world. Meanwhile, wave of the moment 14-year-old Hannah Goda cracked the top 40 in the world after winning the 2022 ITTF African Cup last week to end the number 33 in the world. Also, Bose Odusanya gained 29 steps up to be ranked 181, while Western Region champion men Taiwo Mati gained 215 steps to be ranked 135th in the world. In the meantime, Quadri Aruna maintained his status as the number 10 ranked player in the world, while African Cup winner Egypt's Omar Assa dropped 2 steps to be rated 20th in the world. However, Egypt's Mohamed El Bilali moved up by 106 steps to be rated 81 in the men's ranking, while Cote d'Ivoire Oba Kizito Oba also gained 70 steps up to the ranked 132nd in the world. Prudent Energy Handball Premier League continued at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja yesterday as Rima Queens, Defenders Babes and Benue Queens recorded victories. Rima Queens, who are currently second on the log in the female category, had to dig deep to beat former champions at Durable Angels 24-23 in a match that could have gone either way. The defeat in the 5th for the Angels, who seems to be in disarray in the first phase of this year's league. In another game, Benue Queens defeated Plateau United Peacocks 23-21 in a keenly contested affair. The game brought out the best in both teams as they battled hard for a win to better their standing on the log. But it was Seasider Babes of Lagos are finding the going tough in the league as they lost to Defence 6. The Lagos team are also struggling in this competition and will be hoping to do enough and better their standing before the second phase of the league, which comes up later this year. It was an off day for Bendel Dynamos as they walk over Kada Queens to get the maximum 2 points and 10 goals. In the male category, Rima Strikers lost to Safety Shooters 20-35. Police Machine narrowly defeated Benue Buffaloes 17-16, Jemarine by 29-23. Kano Pillars coach Solomon Yola said that the aim is Sao Tome and Principe have been reinstated to the 2023 African Cup of Nations AFCON qualifiers to replace Mauritius a day before the group phase of the campaign begins. That Sao Tome had fielded an ineligible player during their round-tied rollover. With the group stage of the qualifiers due to begin on Wednesday, CAF has set aside in entirety. It means Sao Tome will join Group. Mauritius had been due to face Guinea-Bissau on 9th June. Instead, arrangements will now have to be made for Sao Tome to play instead. The game is set to take place in the Moroccan city of Agadir at Guinea-Bissau. Is one of the several African nations that does not have a stadium approved by CAF to host international matches. Sao Tome are due to host their next qualifiers against Nigeria on 13 June with a venue yet to be confirmed. Later tonight in the 2023 AFCON qualifier, the team is headed by Captain Andre Ayew, who is back in the squad after a 2-game suspension.
If you look at their recent games, it's not long time ago. I think they even beat. So I think from this you can see what we have to expect. Anything is can be possible in football. And
speaking ahead of the match, Madagascar's coach acknowledged that the task ahead and reaffirmed his determination to win. Ghana will face the Central African Republic in their second group match on Sunday. And that's your sport news on Africa Today. I am Memo Cynthia Asoya.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now to the rest of the news. Officers of the Nigerian Police Force, Federal Capital Territory Command, in collaboration with Destiny Hunters, on Tuesday rescued 4 victims from the den of kidnappers and dislodged the bandits from their hideout in Dadu Hills, Kuje area of Abuja. The police confirmed this in a statement made available to journalists in Abuja. The statement revealed that following the receipt of actionable intelligence about the movement of suspected bandits holding some persons hostage, the FCT Police Command, in concerted efforts with the hunters, stormed Dadu Hills via Chukuku in Kuje Area Council of the territory, dislodging the bandits from their hideout while destroying the hideout and successfully rescuing 4 victims. According to the command's public relations officer, Josephine Ade, the operation commenced at about 6 a.m. on Tuesday, May 31, 2022. The police also stated that the victims had been reunited with their families after getting medical attention. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Babaji Sunday, while extending condolences to the family of the deceased, assured residents of the command's commitment to ridding the territory of crime and criminality. And that's Africa Today. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. We told you that Buhari arrives in Madrid, begins state visit. Also on the headlines, we told you Seoul launches Senegal's first water desalination plant. Also on the headline, High Court in Malawi to decide on fate of albino murderers. On sports, Sao Tome reinstated to AFCON as Mauritius is ruled out. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV, YouTube at Hills TV. I am Ainan Lubem. Thank you for watching.